All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Let's do it.
Today, we're tackling something that I think a lot of people find kind of mysterious.
Oh, yeah?
CPU suffixes. You know, like when you're looking at a processor and it's like a Intel Core i7-13700K.
Right.
What's that K all about?
Yeah.
Or like AMD Ryzen 7 7800X. What's the X mean?
Yeah, you see all those letters and it's like, what are they trying to tell me?
Exactly. So we're going to decode all that today.
It can be pretty confusing.
Yeah. So you can make informed decisions, you know, when you're buying your next laptop or building a PC.
For sure. Because those little suffixes, they actually tell you a lot about the processor's capabilities.
Right. So much more than just, you know, the number of cores it has.
Definitely. So much more.
So I think before we get into like the specific suffixes, like what each letter means.
Okay.
Maybe we should take a step back and explain what we mean by suffixes and how they relate to the overall performance.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, you know, like when you're buying a car, right? You don't just look at how many seats it has. You know, you want to know, is it fuel efficient? Does it have a lot of horsepower?
Right. Is it good for off-roading? What are the special features?
Exactly. And CPU suffixes are kind of like those car features.
Like that.
They tell you about the specialized capabilities of the processor.
Okay. So we've got core count, which tells us, you know, how many processing units the CPU has.
Right, good for multitasking.
Yeah, exactly. And then the suffix tells us more about its personality, you know, like what it's good at.
Totally. Like, is it built for speed? Is it efficient? It's all in the suffix.
Okay, so let's dive into some of these suffixes. And maybe we can start with Intel, since they've got like a whole alphabet soup of them.
Yeah, they do.
So what's the deal with K processors? I feel like that's one I hear a lot.
Yeah. The K processors, those are for the tinkerers.
Oh, really? How so?
Yeah, K means unlocked.
Unlocked.
Yeah, which means you can overclock them.
So you can push it beyond its factory settings?
Exactly. Like, you know those cars you can get a tuning kit for?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like you can squeeze out even more performance.
Oh, wow. So you can like fine-tune it for like maximum speed or something?
Yeah, exactly. But it's not for everyone.
Yeah, I bet.
You need to know what you're doing. You got to be careful with the voltage and the cooling and all that.
Yeah, you don't want to fry your CPU.
Exactly. But for enthusiasts who like to push the limits, it's a great option.
So, okay, K is for overclocking. What about KF? Is that like K plus something else?
Yeah, KF is a combo deal. It's unlocked so you can overclock it.
Okay.
But it also doesn't have integrated graphics.
So if you're using like a dedicated graphics card anyway.
Exactly. You don't need the integrated graphics, so why pay for them, right?
Makes sense. Can you remind us quickly what integrated graphics are for like the non-techie folks out there?
Oh, yeah, sure. So integrated graphics are basically like a very basic GPU that's built right into the CPU.
Okay.
And it's fine for everyday tasks like browsing the web or watching video, maybe some light gaming.
Right.
But if you're doing anything really graphically demanding like hardcore gaming or video editing,
Then you'd want a dedicated card.
you'll want a dedicated graphics card for sure.
Got it. So KF is like for serious gamers and stuff who want to build their own custom rigs.
Exactly. They know what they want and they're going all out on performance.
Okay, so what about someone who just wants like a solid processor? Like they're not going to overclock, they just need something reliable.
Then the F processor is a good option.
Just plain F.
Yeah. It's like the KF, but without the unlocked feature.
Okay, so no overclocking.
Right.
Still no integrated graphics.
Yep,
So-
still no integrated graphics, so you'll need a dedicated card.
Got it. And I guess that's probably a bit more budget friendly too, right?
Yeah, potentially. If you don't need the overclocking headroom, you can save a few bucks.
Sweet. Okay, so we've covered the K, KF, and F. What about laptops? I see a lot of H and HX processors out there.
Yeah, laptops have their own set of suffixes.
Yep.
So the H processors, those are designed for high performance in laptops.
Okay.
So you can do things like video editing and content creation and even some pretty serious gaming.
Wow, so they're packing a lot of power into a laptop.
Yeah, they really are.
And then HX is even more powerful.
HX is like the next level up.
Oh, wow.
Those are like desktop class processors, but squeezed into a laptop form factor.
Oh, that's got to be pretty intense.
Yeah, they're beasts.
Who are those for? Like people who need like ultimate portability and power.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine architects who are designing 3D models on site,
Oh, wow, yeah.
or video editors who are working on huge projects while they're traveling.
I never thought about that. That makes a lot of sense. But I guess the trade-off is probably battery life, right?
Yeah, that's always the balance, you know. More power usually means less battery life.
Right. makes sense. So if you're prioritizing portability and battery life, there's the U series, right?
Yeah, exactly. U stands for ultra low power. So these are all about efficiency.
So like for everyday tasks, browsing email, that kind of thing.
Yeah, perfect for thin and light laptops where every watt counts.
Okay, so U for efficiency, HX for like raw power. But what about P processors? Where do those fit in?
P is kind of like the sweet spot between performance and efficiency.
Oh, the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you could say that. They're usually found in premium thin and light laptops.
Okay.
So you get more oomph than a U processor, but not quite the raw power of an HX.
So it's like for people who want a really nice laptop but don't need like the absolute top of the line performance.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right balance for your needs.
Okay, last one for Intel. I think it's T.
T.
What's special about those?
T processors are actually designed for desktops.
Okay.
But they prioritize power efficiency over raw performance.
Interesting. So they're not going to be like the fastest, but they're going to sip power.
Exactly. They generate less heat, which makes them good for quiet and compact systems.
So if you're building like a small form factor PC or something.
Perfect. It'll run nice and cool and quiet.
Love it. Okay, we've tackled Intel. Let's move over to AMD. They also have an X suffix, right?
They do.
Is it the same as Intel's X?
Not exactly.
Okay.
For AMD, the X usually means higher performance within a specific series.
Okay.
So it often means higher clock speeds, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's unlocked for overclocking like Intel's K.
Ah, so it's a different flavor of performance boost.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, so both Intel and AMD have HX for high performance laptops, but their X suffixes are a little bit different.
Right.
And what about AMD's U?
U for AMD is just like Intel's U.
Okay.
It means low power consumption for maximum battery life.
So that seems to be like the universal language for laptops.
Yeah, pretty much. If you see a U, you know it's going to be good on battery.
Okay, last one for AMD. I think it's G. What's the story there?
G processors come with integrated Radeon graphics.
Oh, okay. So similar to Intel's integrated graphics.
Yeah, exactly. But AMD's Radeon graphics are actually pretty capable.
Oh, cool.
You can do some light gaming even, and definitely handle everyday tasks.
So it's like a good all-around option if you don't need a dedicated graphics card.
Exactly. Perfect for a balanced system without breaking the bank.
Okay, I think we've covered all the major suffixes. Did I miss any?
I think you got them all.
Phew, it's like a whole new language.
It is. But once you learn it, it's actually pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and it's really helpful to know because it can make a big difference in what processor you choose.
Absolutely. Like, let me give you a real-world example.
Go ahead.
So let's say you're looking at the Intel Core i7-13700K and the i7-13700F.
Okay, same core count, I assume.
Yeah. They both have 16 cores.
Okay,
But the K, remember, is unlocked for overclocking,
right.
and the F doesn't have integrated graphics.
Right, so like if you're a gamer building a high-end PC,
You'd probably go for the 13700K, right?
yeah, you want that overclocking power.
Exactly. But if you're on a budget or you're going to be using a dedicated graphics card anyway, the 13700F might be a better choice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so just those little letters make a big difference in who the processor is for and how it performs.
Exactly. It's all about matching the right processor to your needs.
Yeah. So next time you're shopping for a new device, whether it's a laptop or a desktop, pay attention to those little letters.
They're not just random gibberish.
Yeah, they're like clues to tell you what the processor is all about.
They really are. They're like a secret code that unlocks all the important information.
Exactly. And, you know, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to learn about CPUs.
Oh yeah, this is just scratching the surface.
So don't be afraid to dig in, do your research, ask questions.
Yeah, the more you know, the better choices you can make.
And remember, folks, you don't have to be a tech expert to understand this stuff.
It's all about learning a little bit at a time.
Exactly. So go forth and choose your processors wisely.
Happy tech hunting.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See ya!